Yup, you read the title right. The Iman Gadzhi has been spamming like crazy the exact business model that I've been preaching about for the past 2 years. But here's the thing, he's been selling it and packaging it as if it's some magic shortcut. And for somebody that has actually been running this exact business for a few years now, it's really not. And to be honest, this is not hate. I actually look up to and have a lot of respect for Iman Gadzhi. But I'm only doing this video to share some clarity and show that this business actually works, but only if you do it the right way. If this is your first time here and you're wondering who the heck is this guy, my name is Angelo. I'm a 21-year-old entrepreneur and I've been able to provide for my family, travel around the world, and become financially free at a very young age thanks to digital synthesis. I'm gonna be leaving some screenshots on the screen right now for those of you that are still skeptical and wondering, have I actually been running this business for a few years before Iman, before the hype? Yes, I have. The proof is on the screen right now. That being said, let's actually get into it. So what Iman Gadzhi has been pushing like crazy lately in this 5-day event as Digital Products 2.0 is what I've been calling for these past 2 years, digital synthesis. Now, for those of you wondering what the heck is digital synthesis, let me explain. To put it in a very simple concept and very simple terms, it's basically selling AI digital products, just like Iman said. The only thing is that we do not depend on a platform to actually make money. So yes, in digital synthesis, we do use AI to create our digital products, but we also use AI to create content, but also automate this entire business. And that is something that I feel like Iman Gadzhi didn't really touch on the event. He was really just selling like crazy and not really giving a sauce, which is something I'm kind of disappointed about because this is an opportunity of a lifetime, but he kind of ruined it by just selling so much and not really giving a sauce. He was running ads and creating content about this product and this business being something absolutely crazy, which it is. But when you don't give the sauce, you don't actually give the strategies, then people are kind of like, what the heck is this? Digital synthesis is actually one of those few business models out there in 2025 that is actually beginner friendly because you don't need a team, you don't need a lot of money to get started, you don't need inventory and shipping and all this crazy stuff like in drop shipping. You don't need to show your face because that's actually optional, and you don't need to spend a lot of money either. And if you do spend money, that's optional as well. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is a great business model, but there are a lot of things that Iman said that don't really make sense. Number one, you don't really need sales. So one of the main things that I understood from this entire event is that you cannot rely on listening to what he says, but you need to listen and actually watch and observe what he does. Iman Gadzhi said that you don't necessarily need to rely on content or on sales to actually make money with this. You can just drop the product on Whop and you're gonna be on the Explorer page and you're gonna make some money. And that's not really true, because if you actually look at all of the creators on Whop, how they get clients and how they actually get paid is by actually doing marketing and running sales for their product. Because if you have a product and people don't know about it, how do you expect people to actually buy? One of the main factors that actually make digital synthesis so effective is the marketing aspect. When you're creating content or running ads that is very specific to a group of people and you actually resonate with them and you can attract them naturally or with paid ads, you increase your chances of making money. But when you depend on a platform to make money, you decrease your chances of making sales. Because one thing that I actually noticed as well is that Whop isn't really like other platforms. Like Whop isn't like Amazon. Like if you go on Amazon or you go on Google and you type in your product or you type in your problem, Amazon is gonna show up. If you type in your problem on Google, Whop is not going to show up as a solution for the problem that you actually have. So if Whop doesn't find a solution to this, then you're not actually gonna make any sales within the platform. The only way to actually make sales with this, with digital synthesis, is by actually running content. And once again, like Iman Gadzhi is a prime example of this. The simple way, like he actually got you here into the event, watch the whole thing and become a part of it because he did content and he ran ads. If it wasn't for those two systems, you wouldn't actually even know about this opportunity. And that's why I'm doing this video right now as well, because if it weren't for content, you wouldn't know that this is an opportunity, that there are a few things that actually need to be corrected about Iman's offer. So what I'm trying to say here is that content is king and sales is king, that depending on a distribution platform like Whop, it's just not enough to actually make sales and make 15K per month. That being said, this brings me to point number 2, which actually I got inspiration from somebody else on YouTube. I'm going to drop his video in the description. He was actually the one that started this whole exposing Iman Gadzhi thing from this event. and he explained how Whop isn't really the best platform when it comes to distribution when you compare it to platforms like circle.com or school.com, where you actually have an explore page that doesn't require a login and can actually be enhanced and optimized by SEO factors, for example. I could go on for hours and explain why Whop isn't the best and basically just paraphrase the guy on YouTube. So I'm just going to drop his video in the description so you guys can watch that and actually see what I mean when I talk about this whole distribution explore page factor. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that this whole distribution segment that Iman was talking about in the event doesn't really make much sense, because Whop in and of itself does not promote your product unless you have, well, I think on school you do get a bit of a promotion if you have a lot of engagement, but on Whop I know for a fact it's not the same. So essentially, I've actually played around with the app myself, and you see it in the video that I mentioned. You can post the product on Whop, maybe have a few people here and there that actually buy it and stuff, but you're not gonna get like a crazy ranking on there. So just depending on this to make sales is just not the right move. Everybody on Whop is actually creating content and running ads for their product, and you need to do the same if you ever want any amount of sales with this business. Moving on to point number 3, one of Iman's main selling points for this entire event has been his synthesized AI. And do not get me wrong, I am a huge advocate of using AI to enhance your product or even create your product. Why? Because it has access to all of the information in the entire world and can actually act as if it was an expert in that field, or have access to the brightest minds in the field and actually enhance your product thanks to that knowledge. So you do not have to be an expert, which is, I've been saying this for years now as well, that you do not need to be an expert to make money online. But the same guy that I just spoke about a few minutes ago with this whole Whop thing, he made a video as well kind of exposing the AI, because in all honesty, the way he's showing and presenting everything, he says that synthesized AI from Iman Gadzhi is basically just a fancy ChatGPT. And the crazy thing is, he literally made a copy-paste version of it, but free. And I've actually tried it and it's really good, and I highly suggest it. I was actually going to create my own version of that as well, but his product and his plugin is basically great. So I'm going to be dropping that in the description as well. In all honesty, AI is here to take over, and if you're not using AI to make money, you are seriously missing out. Now, don't get me wrong, just like I said before, I do not have any hate, and this is not a hate video to Iman Gadzhi. I respect him, I have a lot of love for the content that he makes and everything that he's accomplished. I look up to him, but he's low-key ruining what I've been preaching about for 2 years. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, but only if you do it the right way. So if you're watching this video right now and you've reached until this point and you're wondering, okay, cool, this seems like a great opportunity, but how do I actually run this without having to pay $50, $100 for a fancy AI? Then listen up. First things first, you need to actually solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. So you need to find a profitable niche. And a lot of times you just really need to think about things that you've actually achieved in your life, or an interest that you have, a knowledge that you have, or challenges that you overcame in your life. A lot of things for us, you're probably watching this video right now, you have a lot of skills and knowledge that are probably second nature to you, but because it's second nature, you don't really think about it. You don't really think that you can make money from it, and you can. If I wasn't talking about making money online, I would most definitely be talking about procrastination, self-improvement, or some level of fitness, because those are things that I've actually accomplished and things that I like about in my personal life. And whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you've overcome in life, you can package it up in a digital product, an AI digital product, and sell it to people that actually need it. So that's step number 1. You need to solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. Number 2 is actually creating a product with AI. I'm not going to go too much into detail with this, because I've made tons of videos on my YouTube channel kind of explaining how to create the product and how to actually use AI. So I'm going to be leaving those in the description as well. But you need to actually use AI to not only enhance your knowledge as well, but you can actually use it to create the entire product from scratch. It'll give you the entire outline, the whole composition. All you have to do is maybe just put it on Canva, maybe record a few videos, and then that's it. Number 3, you need to actually sell it. And this is where marketing comes in. Whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on YouTube, on Twitter, or you're running ads, you need to actually show the world, show that specific group of people that you have a solution for them. And the simplest way to get started with that is by, number 1, of course, making content that actually helps them solve the problem. Or number 2, you look at what is going on in that niche, what is going on in that market, and you replicate the viral videos, and then you position yourself as a solution. And of course, once you get some people coming in naturally through marketing, Then all you need to do is convert those views into dollars in your pocket with sales. So whether that be conversations in a DM or a nurturing system with emails, you can actually use that to automate this entire business and make money passively. And I'm not talking about some freaking distribution or the whole content reward system, which don't get me wrong, I actually really like Whop for having a content reward system. That's great. But this entire idea, you can just drop the product on Whop and then you're gonna make money. It's absolutely insane. Now I could go on in details and talk about this for hours because once again I've been preaching this for years. So if you actually want to get started with this business, you want to know more, you want to know exactly how it works and actually get the sauce that Iman didn't talk about in his video, I highly suggest that you check the description because I just dropped a free blueprint of how this business actually works, how to get started, and all the tools and resources that I personally use to make 5K per month passively. This is the exact business model that has allowed me to provide for my family, travel around the world, and become financially free and debt free at the age of 21, which is absolutely crazy to say out loud because AI does 90% of the job for me. Literally everything that I use on a day-to-day basis to make money is inside that blueprint. All the tools, information, strategies, the whole thing is inside that document. So if you want it, check the link in the description and just type in 0 for the purchase. It's 100% free, so don't worry about it, just type in 0. But if you do want to drop a donation or a quick tip, I am highly appreciative of it, but the full sauce is 100% for free. That being said, now that you have all the sauce, all the information, and all the strategies in the description, if you've been following my channel for quite some time, or this is your first time here and you really want to take advantage of this opportunity right now before it's too late, because in all honesty, now that Iman is talking about it, it's just proof that I've been right this whole time that this is about to explode. But you can still take action now before it becomes oversaturated. If you're actually tired of your job, you're tired of wasting your potential, and you really want to be able to provide for your family, travel the world, or simply be able to be more independent and have time freedom to really enjoy life, then book a free one-on-one call with me. We're gonna have a quick conversation. And if you actually do want some help in running this business, I'm more than happy to going over certain things with you so we can make a decision together and get you started ASAP. That being said, check the description for the videos that I mentioned, for the free blueprint as well, and if you want to book a free one-on-one call with me to get you started with this business. That being said, talk soon.